Okay, Ben Powell's live, Pistols, Rob, Goldie.
Run, Goldie, run.
Okay. Here we are. Bit of pausing. That, of course, was Pistol CD, Ashes of Rock, playing some Australian tunes here. And that was, who was that, Pistols? That
Models.
Was Models, Out of Mind, Out of Sight.
Great James Floyd.
Terrific. All right. So, as we do at this time of evening on a Wednesday, we like to have a special guest in the studio talking all things Hills football. And we've got one of the top line talents at the moment in Hills Football League Division 1 A-grade competition. Charging it up at the moment for the Rams. They're in second spot. And they've got the Courier Cup final this Saturday, which will be on the Call of the World and also, of course, on Lofty 88.9 FM. And, of course, he was a premiership player last year in the Sturt Reserves, previously at Torrens Valley as well. And it's a great privilege to be joined here by Benjamin Powell. Ben Powell, do you take a preference? What do you like?
Nah, just Ben Powell.
Ben Powell, there we go.
Benjamin's too formal.
Yeah, that's what
Do
my
you
mum...
ever get called Benjamin?
When he's in trouble.
That's it.
That's it. Same,
Benjamin, get
same-
your butt over here, boy.
Same as me.
Yeah.
Great to have you in the house.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
I'll just get, yeah, Pistols, can you just push the microphone a bit towards, yeah, that's all right. There we go. Yeah, perfect.
As Goldie said, great to have you aboard, Ben. Just take us through your football journey. Goldie touched on a little bit, but where'd you first start?
Yep. So first started at Torrens Valley, out at Mount Torrens. That's where we live. Brought up. Went from under 10s all the way 13s, etc., and then got a letter one day to come out and try out for Norwood under 15s, I believe it was. Did that for a year, and then the zones changed, and we got put into, with like honkers and all the rest of it, got put in a Sturt zone.
Yep.
So the next year went down to Sturt in 16s and 18s and whatnot, between still being at Torrens Valley and being down there. Played a couple games in the reserves, and then work took me away. I was working away a little bit and decided I'd just stick to working, and went back to Torrens Valley for the last couple years of Torrens when they were good. And
Well,
When they were good.
when they were good, when Dale was still coaching back there. So did that, and then went off to Nairne and decided last year that I'd jump back down, have another crack down at Sturt and put a year ahead of me.
yeah.
And now I'm
Worked out
back.
nicely
So.
for you. Hey, it's hard to imagine, as you said, of your formative years, given the state of the country competition or Div 2 competition now, that Torrens Valley had juniors, like Colts, senior Colts, junior Colts. I know they got Colts side this year, but
Yeah.
back in that. Yeah.
Bucket loads.
Where'd they all go, mate?
Oh, God knows. I think we used to pick a fair few players up from just around like mates, and then Birdwood we used to jump back and forth all the time with juniors, and then when all that year where Dale just pulled the pin or whatever, a lot of the seniors and everything just jumped ship to other clubs, and that sort of put it down from there.
So you would have been around the era, as you said, when Torrens Valley were kings of country division and beating sides by incredible margins. As a little kid watching that, you must have thought, gee, you know, like Joshy Hill running around, and Clayton and Slattery and blokes like that.
Yep. No, they all used to take the mickey out of the comp, really.
Yeah.
Kicking heaps. Yep.
Especially against poor old Spider Kendall and Callington.
Hey, you played the 2016 season, and then you made the grand final, of course, with Kurt. How old were you then?
2016. I would have been 17, 18.
Wow.
I think I was down. That was my last year at Sturt, so I didn't actually play.
You didn't play in that. Yeah.
No, I didn't get to play in that. I come back the next year was the year I put the full year in at Torrens. So.
But you obviously have a good friendship with Kurt, I'm guessing. Considering the sort of journey you both had.
Yeah, 100% best mates. Been best mates for years. He went to Japara after Torrens Valley, and then he did his shoulder over there and convinced him to come and play with Lackers over at Nairne, and he's been here since. And
Great man Lackers will be watching this, I'm sure. What were your thoughts on Lackers during your time under him at Nairne?
Bloke can have a chat, that's for damn sure.
Can he coach that?
Oh, no, he can coach. He's good. He's
Loaded
good.
question.
Yeah, it just
it's good
brings
coach.
life to it. Brings life to everything.
It would have been a hard transition from
Loves an early morning
Coffees.
coffee.
Latte.
from the country division when they stepped up to Division 1. That was going to be absolutely pretty hard. You had to pick a coach who could sort of gel the side together, prepare them for the challenges ahead. So obviously did that pretty well.
Yeah, no, he definitely managed that. Over obviously having some country players, not exactly Div 1 graded players, but we managed to put a couple of wins on the board. Took a slow start, obviously, good couple of years to sort of get us going, but yeah, now we're up there, which is good. So.
Now, last year, what was the catalyst for you going back down to Sturt? You just wanted to give it one more crack, or because you'd had a pretty good season for Nan, you won at best and fairest, represented the Hills League. So.
Yeah, so I won. That was my second year winning best and fairest.
Sorry, I sold you short.
Oh, don't do that.
Didn't want to share it with Kurt anymore.
Nah, I didn't want to share it with Kurt again. So I did that, and I was just, wanted to go somewhere else. I wanted to put myself out there again, and I was looking in different clubs, different leagues. I wasn't exactly wanting to hang around in the hills. I played on everyone in the hills again, and then talking between Dale and Lackers, they sort of pushed me. What's the point in going to a different, country league? Why don't you just go back down there? So I put my foot forward down there again and gave it another crack. So
how'd you find it? I know it's a big commitment. That obviously successful, and then winning the flag and also runner-up, was it, for the best and fairest?
Yeah. Got that accolade as well, but it was good. I enjoy, pre-season. You got 3 nights a week of running and all the rest of it, like putting your mind to it. I enjoy all that sort of stuff.
Hey?
Wow.
Cheers.
What? Yeah,
It's a rarity.
Nah.
Hey?
I mean, you have your bad days, obviously, but yeah.
It's not like you at Kenzie, Rob, where you used to hide behind the gum trees.
Yeah, we go to the toilet.
They do the
Coach, I'll be back in a minute.
Run the blackjack or whatever you call it, out through the parklands, hiding in the
But I
tree.
never moved out the Gold Square. You run a lot, so.
Oh,
But you enjoy running.
Yeah, I don't mind it. It's just the whole footy sort of thing.
Yeah,
like
I suppose.
It's not you running by
The
yourself.
camaraderie and all that
Yeah,
sort of
yeah.
stuff.
We've all,
But given that, now do you do a bit of extra work for yourself besides the normal training with
No.
2 nights a week? No? You've slipped back into bad ways.
Yeah. I get a bit battered and bruised down here, but down there I didn't really get hurt too much. I was pretty feeling good.
What, under Chris Trapp, or he was the reserve, what was Trappy like for you?
Trappy was good. I had him back in the day when I first played. I think he was an 18s coach when I was there.
And you won a premiership there as well. Did you? At Sturt?
No, that was a bit earlier on.
Okay.
I left that year, the next year.
Yeah.
So the next year they won a couple grand finals.
Hey, we received some correspondence in, because you're on fire at the moment, let's be honest, and just a bit surprised that, how come you didn't play, how much, did you play league last year at all?
No.
So what was the reason there, and how did you feel about that? Because a lot of people are surprised seeing the way you're playing at the moment.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. It was just more or less the personnel that they had in the back lines down there was solid all year. There was very fewer injuries, and when there was injuries, they'd sort of mix it around because Ollie Gribble and whatnot used to be a backman as well, and he played a couple of league games as a backman, so they just swung him from 4 down back. I'd seen what he was like. So there's most of our back line in the reserves didn't get a shot last year at all. But this year, funny enough, they've got a handful of debutants.
Were you ever in the mix, Ben? Like big nights or weeks where you get called up to train with the seniors?
Oh, very
so
few.
you thought, maybe I'm a chance, or maybe
Very
Mattner
few.
would come along and say, I'll keep at it, lad, or...
It was a bit different down there. It wasn't like you split A's and B's apart from your Thursday nights. But during normal trainings, you were just go off with your forward and backs. So it wasn't as split A's, B's. So
Yeah, and so this year, as you said, you're back with Dale and the great man Peanut Foster and all the gang. How have you found the start of the season? You're obviously in second spot, and big match this Saturday, second time around against Harndorf. Have you seen the first half of the season, and areas that you're enjoying playing with these guys?
yeah, so it's been good to come back. Obviously, Dale's my coach back at Torrens. We're very close family friends and all the rest of it, been for years. Been good to come back to the country football atmosphere. versus down there where you don't have that sort of atmosphere as much. All the boys get along, house of fire. It's really good. Everyone stepped up the ball game this year too. Everyone's playing their part. It's not previous years there'd be 3 or 4 players playing the game and the rest sort of hung on the back of them. But this year you don't need to do much and everyone else plays their part and we all get over the line pretty comfortably. So
And last Saturday we were just trying to get the technical work going pre-game while it was pouring with rain, and you guys were trying to charge each other up considering the conditions. How do you enjoy the wet?
Nah. Don't enjoy it at all.
Mount Torrens is hardly in the middle of the desert.
Yeah, I know. Back in the day, we used to be the pig dogs back in the day, playing in the mud. But nah, on the weekend, that's the coldest I've ever been in Mount Barker, I reckon. That was ridiculous.
Yeah, you're making a lot of noise to try and get each other, you know, come on, let's at least, you know.
Jamie Drew was the main culprit there, I reckon. He was screaming on the top of his lungs. He didn't like it either.
Correct me, but the first time you'd been to the summit as a player?
Second.
How do you find it?
It's good because it's still got a hard base.
Yes.
Like, it's not turned into slop, apart from your little bit of a
cricket
square.
pitch.
Yeah. But the rest of the oval, it's really nice to, like, you're running on top of the ground still. But in turn, the ball's always wet. Like, no matter what, it's going to get slippery. It's a slippery pill out there.
Yeah. Hey, before you went down to Sturt, more notable for your defensive efforts. Now you've come back and you're playing a bit in midfield, right,
Yep.
which you seem to be relishing it. But are you still a bit frustrated that the coach won't put you up forward? Because I believe you're a bit of a proven goal kicker.
Yeah,
14
goals in a game.
Is that right?
Take
us through that. Yeah.
That was the first year I came across the Nairne. We were still in Div 2. And against the old Torrens Valley. So
is that right?
My old club, they were haggling me from the sideline.
So is that Mount Torrens Oval?
Nah, so I think I kicked 4 at the Torrens Oval, and then the second time round when we played at Nairne, they'd be 20 metres out and he'd kick to me fucking 10 metres on the side just to kick another one. Like, they were just giving it to me at left, right and centre.
I thought you were going to say kick 14 from half back, mate.
Nah. Lackers let me go up forward and have a play around, One of the leading goal kicker that year. This is
really?
funny.
For the Reds? Look out, Das.
No chance. Yeah.
When you were juniors, where did you play majority of your footy?
I was a ruckman for a fair bit of it.
Fella,
ruckman for a fair bit of it, and then forward, and then I reckon it was when I went down to Sturt in my 18th year. I think between Trappy and the head coach said, "No, we'll put you down back." So it's only since 18's odd that I've been down backman.
Now, looking back, I suppose at the time there might have been people, we go up there, we'll get belted, etc., etc. But the move by Nairne, and what's this, 5 years, I think, of this since they've come up?
Yeah, 5.
Certainly they're showing now, sitting second on the ladder, and also their juniors are going gangbusters. It's certainly the move to go. And also, just get your views on, as we talked before, the country division. Unfortunately, the Colts has died out, so it's not how it was. Yeah.
Look, I think they held off on a year when they won the premiership.
Yep, that's right.
To go up. They were just trying to see how many people they're going to maintain, just so they didn't go in undermanned and all the rest of it into the central comp. But hey, they've done a good job to get to where they are, and they're still attracting all the juniors to the Nairne community, which is good. But yeah, Div 2 these days, it's a hard one because you only got a handful of teams and a handful of even junior teams playing. You play in different places. Your A's and B's and stuff play different places to your juniors.
Exactly.
How do you make a community game day out of that?
Yeah,
Be hard.
It's pretty hard.
Speaking of community, I know every club has them, those people, the volunteers, but the Ramley, as we know, they're just such a great club, aren't they? The people behind the scenes and the work that goes on. It's not just the on-field success they have. They're a strong club off. We had Scotty Willis in here earlier on about talking about player welfare, the Peels.
They've got a show this weekend.
It's Indigenous route.
So the Guernsey's brought to you by Mortgage Choice Adelaide Hills. Yeah. But anyway,
Well, actually, while you're here, one of your sponsors is suggesting he might actually even come up and have a look. He just wants to know if you could reserve him a car park. Would you be able to do that for him?
Yeah.
We're talking about the great man here.
I reckon we could. I
Just,
reckon we could.
looking at the top.
No, he wants the top.
I thought Toddy had given it to him, and
No.
hey,
He wants everything, but hey, just a success for Nairne this year. Obviously, that, as Benny said, the first game, it's like a box of chocolates, I suppose, round one, but they've gradually built up, and also another reality check from the game against Mount Lofty. And then last Saturday, I think Dale Eichner described as probably their best win of the year, or one of the best he's been involved, because, well, what was it, midway through the third term, 20 points in arrears, and looked like the conditions weren't conducive for the way Nairne played, but just gutsed it out, didn't you?
Yeah. No, we managed to get across. Obviously, we started the year pretty slow, playing against Harndorf on round one. I think we were just a bit up and about, and they shut us down. We shook the bed a bit, which was inevitable, and then we had our trial game against Broadview, which really that really put us back into square one and put us on the right track to play round two. And then we're just way too ahead of ourselves when we got to Mount Lofty. Got brought back down to reality again, and then it was up to us to see if we could get back on the winners list against Onkers. And sure enough, we did. So,
Rob, you got anything before Pistols puts the blowtorch or the light on Ben here?
no. Well, I picked them at the start of the year to make the grand final, mate.
did you?
Yeah, so the pressure's on.
Perfect.
And
Go look after your sponsors.
Yeah, exactly.
Pistols boys as well. That's got to be up there. So
You can only have 2 games.
You had lights anyway.
You only have 2 in the grand final.
well, no. We might have 3 this year just to make it
3 in the
even.
grand final.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
We'll
Each
talk to
play a
Joe.
quarter, swap over it.
Talk to Joe. Anyway, so compared to the year before you went back down
Yep.
to this year, how big a difference is it? Is it
Large.
just the growth of the whole club
Yeah.
per se?
Yeah. To the point of pre-season, and we're having like large numbers out of pre-season, and
Why?
I don't know. I think it's just everyone wanted
Dale
to
influence?
buy in. Everyone loved Dale.
The feel? The vibe?
Yep. All of the above. Having all mates come in, like Jamie Drew and all the rest, just coming back together and going out to the footy oval and knowing we got 200s and 400s, and everyone was like, "Bugger it, let's get this done." Like, they weren't sitting there and shying away from the pain at the end of the day.
And the other big thing would be too, you now, I presume you're now going to each game expecting to win, where before you might have gone hoping to win.
Yeah,
Is that part of it?
I think even beforehand it was hope it's a good game. To now it's like,
Yeah.
We're going to win.
I mean,
let's
a
go
prime
again.
example.
I mean, you can't
Not
win every
expecting
week.
Yeah,
but-
exactly.
Yeah.
Perhaps not
We're
expecting
not
to win,
Harndorf
but
level.
thinking you're a 60-40 to win.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Not getting ahead of yourself.
yeah.
Yeah.
2 losses in minor rounds for Harndorf since 2018. So that's anyway. You get
Mm.
But Saturday though, I mean that was a fantastic. Previously, maybe I'm not sure whether you would have actually come back from that
Nah.
being 4 goals down basically in the wet.
Back in the day, we were pretty good at dropping our heads the second. When we mightn't even be losing, we might be up by 3 goals, and then they kick a quick, easy one, and we'll all just drop our head. And yeah. Whereas on the weekend, down by 3 goals, and we still just nutted it out and went, let's just get this done, and off we went to work.
And we spoke before about juniors, just the development of juniors coming through the ranks at Nairne, and young Trey Willis,
Zach
Llewellyn, these sort of kids that certainly show that they don't look out of place in A-grade football.
No, they've developed very well. I remember Zachy just taking the mickey out of the under-18s comp.
Yeah, he won the medal, didn't he?
Yeah, he did, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was just taking the mickey, so it was a big step up, because he's a small fella, like he's not got much to him, so to see him come out and had plenty on the weekend in the wet weather and still made a handle of himself.
All right, glasses are on.
All right, speaking of
serious
plenty, we've got plenty here for you, Benjamin, so we're getting a bit formal here.
He knows more about you than you.
Righto.
I'm about to find out by the sound.
Question here, don't worry about
Question and answer.
Don't worry about offending anyone.
Yeah.
If you're not sure of the answer, you can't pass. Now, righto, here we go. Apart from Darcy, Drewy or Archer Connolly, and obviously yourself as a proven kicker, who takes the shot to win the grand final? Who else do you trust to kick the goal from the ankle? Scores a tie after the siren.
Gee, who would I go with that? I'd go Tom Benning.
Sheets
I'll throw
Sheets.
that out there. Sheets on the left boot.
Sheets.
in the
righto.
pocket.
In the pocket.
All right, speaking of Sheets, has Sheets become more of a father figure to the team since the birth of young Wilbur? Has he?
No.
No? He's not
No.
being responsible?
He's responsible. He's calmed down, but he's also still silly old Sheets. Doing his own thing.
Righto. Now, in the Rams Olympics,
Yeah.
right? Who do you pick to carry in the Ironman piggyback event? Is it Brock Knott or Mike Pfeiffer?
Fuck. I'll be going Brocky every day of the week.
Two of those.
Partner, we're after 7 o'clock.
Full
Yeah, it's a general
Full
exhibition there. So you go
Brock
with,
Knott?
You go-
Yeah, Brock not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
you don't give Iron Mike
Nah.
Media Mike, no?
Bull Mike.
Okay. Okay, we know some good looking lads at the Ramley, but who takes up the most mirror time?
Crossy.
The model.
The
Male
Male model.
Male model every day of the week.
Righto.
You've previously had models also. James Moss.
Yes,
he was
James Moss
actually a
had the
model.
bun.
Yeah.
Like
Yes.
Nan. Anyway, continue on.
Okay, last year, playing at the Ponderosa against Centrals,
Right?
right? So you did go out there, good.
Yeah.
Out at Elizabeth. Did it amaze you that they could fit about 25 Mount Torrens ovals on that ground? The size of it.
No, you can believe it when you get there and you're running around. You can fit multiple ovals on that thing. It is huge. Yeah.
So were you running off defender on a ground like that? Plenty of space.
Yeah, running off. You'd see him kick it and you got fucking.
That's right.
Yeah. I
That's
knew
right.
this was happening.
That's a good chat. Now, has
F-bomb.
actually,
That's right. We're after.
when we inquired, they told us, we asked the Rams and they said they'd send us their most classiest player. So
Yeah.
I don't know who
Not
else we
sure.
would have got if we
Yeah, not sure on that.
Now,
You wouldn't have gotten engaged.
no. Has the coach come up with any new lines or does he use the old ones you're familiar with from the Torrens Valley days?
No, he's
And has he mellowed?
Yeah, has he got more material?
More material?
Yeah. Dale 2.0 versus Dale
Yeah.
Torrens Valley.
Yeah, he's got one more.
One more.
One
He's
more.
got one
One
more.
more.
Literally, that is it. One more, and he refers to. I can't,
that
I
is
can't
the line.
remember. Yeah, I can't remember what movie, but it was about a movie, and it was a World War II or World War One, and someone carries all these wounded down a hill.
Oh, yeah, Hacksaw Ridge.
Hacksaw Ridge.
Yeah.
One
And the
more.
bloke who was a pathicist. didn't
One more. Go up.
Is
Get
that
another
right?
one. One more effort.
Is that what he says?
That's what he does.
Do you watch the movie yourselves?
Nah, I haven't watched it.
he?
No.
Yeah, Mel Gibson directed it.
Yeah.
Actually.
Yeah.
Hey, so when he's
Good
going to
old Mel.
start something, do you just wander out the room because you've heard it all before?
No. Listen in.
Yeah?
Yeah, he's not too good
Well,
at
you-
explaining things, so he looks to me and Kurt to help him out a bit.
You sort of got the auto cue. So
Yeah.
help us out here.
Yeah.
Righto.
Happens as you get older, you know that.
Is that right?
That's right, Benny. Eh?
You're telling me.
Eh? You think, oh, eh?
Now, that's very good of you. You've invited the Huddle Reform team. We're coming around your place for dinner.
Yeah.
So what's your
What
go?
was last
when
week?
are we
Was
going?
that-
Yeah, what's
It was the carrot omelette last
It
week.
was,
Zach
yeah.
Eckerman.
That
That was
Yeah.
terrible.
What's
Carrot
your
omelette.
What's your go-to
Okay,
recipe
was
for
that?
us? What are we going to dine on?
Pasta,
Oh,
schnitter.
what do you feel like?
Well, I don't
I
know.
can do a pasta if you want. I can do a roast.
What's your
if you want.
special-
Roast.
Wow.
We'll go roast pork if you feel like it with some veggies.
Done.
Wow, just imagine you walk out the back, because you're over at Mount Torrens still, just
Yeah,
wander up in the scrub
yeah,
and knock over a bit of
It
raccoon,
is.
have raccoon,
Yeah.
raccoon stew like the Beverly Hillbillies,
Raccoon.
something like that.
Slow cooker.
Possum,
Eh?
Whatever you want, mate. Chuck it over the fire. We'll be.
Baboon.
righto.
That was
Fantastic.
Benny getting a raccoon.
Now, three teammates that you'd hate to be stranded on a desert island with, and why?
Jamie Drew, because he's annoying, as Sheet said the other week. Who else? I don't know. The boys are pretty good to be with. He's just the first thing.
What,
on
so-
the
Oh, well,
mind,
you
poor
can just-
fella.
Perfect people out there.
All right, who would you like to? Who would be?
Well,
a
who
good-
would you like to?
It's free, and you're going in a Hummer or something, and you're heading out to town.
Crossy, Kerr,
Of course, Crossy. Yeah.
Crossy, Kerr, and JT, Jamie Taylor.
Ah,
I mean, ultimately, all of
Yes.
them will be in the Hummer.
Yeah. If you got a Hummer, usually you got a fair few people in there, so I'll have the 10. Thanks.
who who's the long pocket man at the club who never shouts? You know, puts his hand in his pocket when it's their turn to, you know, disappear. If you're in a round.
Oh, who would do that?
Nick Yanch. The Prince.
No, the Prince isn't too bad. He'll buy you a drink. He'll ask you if you want one when he goes and gets up.
Oh, that's good of it.
Josh Dodd, I'll say.
Josh Dodd.
Josh Dodd.
Quietly puts his hand in his pocket.
How is he? Is he alright? He come off his...
Yeah, he said it's feeling better than
Yep.
obviously what it was, but a couple of weeks. I reckon.
Have you ever won Ram Lotto?
No.
No.
It's usually Bronte Hoff or
it's
Toddy
Toddy
High.
High. Yeah.
It's
You
rigged.
think
in your
it's rigged?
opinion?
Yeah,
Is
mate.
there like
We
some
need the
sort
order.
of, yeah,
Every day of the week.
We need
metallic sort of whatever magnet,
Yeah.
whatever?
Yeah.
Okay,
we need to
rigged.
order the General's Department to go out there because there's a little bit of
Fair play.
foul play.
Fair play.
Very good. Hey, now listen, over the last few weeks we've noticed the rise of this bloke. So is Danny Strout marching well up to the rankings of influential people in the HFL?
He was team manager
As
of
his
the
team
Interleague
manager of the
side.
Interleague.
Was he?
And I
Yeah,
noticed,
had the whiteboard out.
last
so-
year he was out with the Magnets with for last year.
Yeah.
Sorry, the year before.
He wants a top spot, I reckon.
Yeah.
He wants
Yeah,
it.
president.
He wants to be.
But what is coach or what?
What,
He's just helping
Running
out.
the show?
what's his calling? You reckon?
Yeah, what is
Not what you call him.
He just wants to salute, I reckon. He wants to salute.
Ah, very good.
He's in for Bron.
president? Yeah.
Well, now sporting heroes. Who do you admire? Ben, could be worldwide or AFL or whatever. Or
Andrew McLeod.
yep,
Yeah. The Birdman back in the day.
Bird?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Brett Burton.
Brett Burton.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Jumping up high, taking scrambles.
Taking hangers.
organises a good pre-season camp too. They tell me.
Does he?
No hot coals, though.
Yeah.
No,
No,
hot
no,
dogs?
that was the Gold Coast one.
No.
That was what about other sports?
Cricket?
Nah, buggy cricket.
Yeah, what's your passion
Tennis.
besides sport?
Tennis.
Oh, Leighton
Oh.
Hewitt.
Yeah, you played
But-
tennis.
I
didn't
used to
you?
play tennis.
That's
That's,
right.
about as far as it went.
We're at Littlehampton, like Benny.
Yeah.
No, you
No.
played Mount Torrance.
Oh,
I
Mount
played Mount
Torrance.
Torrance, yeah, out at Mount Pleasant and Birdwood and all the rest of it.
Really?
Yeah.
yeah.
Play
As a
with that.
junior.
Yeah, junior and then went to Charleston as seniors.
Yeah.
Charleston.
Did you know, little known fact, that the baseline is actually thicker in width than the sidelines?
Is it?
Yeah, they are.
How about that?
Benny told us
No,
that.
you told me that.
No, that's true. So the great Johnny Pym, who's still playing for Mount
Yeah,
Torrance.
yeah.
Dylan Cotton, who else?
Yeah.
Rob Young.
Rob Young,
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if he was still out there. He used to get coaxed out there by all the boys every other year. It's sad to be his last, he'd still be back out there.
Yeah.
Used to play with Nick Wheeler,
Yes,
Ben Green
yeah,
and stuff.
Yeah.
Out at Birdwood, Jed Russell and whatnot.
Charleston, the Stanbury's.
Stansbury, yeah. That's who I was playing with, C grade or whatever.
So what do you do to relax now? Obviously
Yeah.
footy, but you said you like running. What do you get out and run around?
No. Off season,
What else besides obviously a bit of shooting when you get the raccoons? What else do you do?
I like to go fishing and camping, so go getting away.
Whereabouts? Favourite destination?
Wherever. We usually spend, my mum's side of the family's from Port Lincoln, so we've been
okay.
over there
Yeah.
for Christmas and New Year's every year for the
Yeah.
past 15 years. So I'd usually go over there and go into national parks and whatnot. So
Terrific.
Now you're excited about the Indigenous round this week coming up as
Yeah.
well, because you're all going to be wearing the same numbers, are you? You're not going to mix them up.
Hey?
Like,
No.
I mean, they're wearing their regular numbers.
yeah, I believe we'll be
Because
wearing
some teams have actually, when we've called them,
Oh,
they've changed it
you're
around. So,
joking.
you know, you won't be wearing 26, you'll be wearing something else.
Yeah.
Why'd they do that?
Well, I don't know.
Just to have-
Because they don't make
Is
them in
it
the
'cause,
sizes
like-
that they normally have.
What number are you now?
It's
26.
So say 26, just say it's 14 that you end up with. Is 26 14 in their lingo?
What are you
Is
talking
that
about?
how it works?
I don't think so.
No, I don't think
Maybe
so.
that's why they...
Hang on, I've got a few comments
No?
here.
Hang on,
Danny,
questions?
Danny
You never
Stroud,
know, mate.
I don't think so.
Danny Stroud says he's going for Brock's job in the ruck, fellas. And Nick Yench says Mikey.
Mikey.
What's
Oh,
that about?
Fife maybe?
Oh,
That
right.
was,
Who can he back in? for
He'd
the
take
cap?
Fifey.
Yeah, he'd be on the back of Mike.
Yeah, of course, Benny, if you want to
Oh,
just
right,
spread
yeah,
out
sure.
a bit the
Better
jump.
race through this. Not this, but yeah. Bindi Wilson, is that right? Yeah, is a local Aboriginal woman and proud mother of Amali. I believe, who plays in Nairne senior women's team. Bindi has created a beautiful and unique Guernsey design for the Nairne Bremer United Football Club. The wavy lines on the upper part of the Guernsey represent the Bremer River, using the original yellow and black team colours. The U-shaped symbols surrounding the ram's head represent the local community and people as they gather around the football club. And the Guernsey celebrates the rich history and culture of the local Aboriginal community and will be proudly worn by the senior men and women for this Saturday's game. It will continue to be worn in future games as a powerful symbol of unity, respect and reconciliation. So, Courier Cup final, the Rams will be wearing that one.
Unfortunately, I've got the Guernsey on there, but
I just missed out on
have you seen a copy of it?
Yeah.
Looks all right.
It does.
Fantastic. All right, what we normally do of our special studio...
Just one word answers if we could.
Yes, quickly. Running short of times because it's been such an informative...
been great. You happy with that?
Now, country division quickly. Birdwood hosting Macclesfield.
Birdwood.
Rob?
Birdwood.
Macclesfield?
Yeah, I think Mackie, perhaps.
Right, cool.
Meadows, Torrens Valley.
Torrens Valley.
Torrens Valley, yeah.
At Meadows.
At Meadows.
Meadows.
Spender's confident.
I hope Torrens Valley, but Meadows.
Yeah.
I think Meadows.
Yeah.
And Gummaraka hosting Kersbrook, the old rivals.
Gum.
Righto. Division 1, and the Tigers, they sort of lose this, and it's really curtains, you suggest. Loberthal hosting Achunga.
Oh,
Surely not.
Achunga.
You going to Chunga?
Yeah, well, how's Loby been going lately?
Well, Achunga got some good players in at the moment.
Who's Loby lose on the weekend?
The Raiders.
Iron Raiders,
mate.
There you go.
No.
And Achunga got some players back.
That's right.
Loby have to be angry, don't they?
Well, they got some injuries. Mitch Carter, Peter Bampton were injured.
I'd be injured too.
Okay.
Achunga. I'm going Achunga.
There we go. Shoot. Okay. Looking
Well,
me down the barrel.
If you had picked Ironbank last week, you would have thought you got rocks in your head.
You said they were going to lose by 10.
80 points.
Anyway, there you go, for quickly.
Come on.
I might join them. I'll go Achunga.
Well, I'll tell you what, this is the last one for the Camels back. If they lose this, you can pack up. All right?
Yeah.
So, Loby, just give them one more
I was
chance.
getting
Maybe-
real eyeball there.
maybe-
So,
Maybe TJ was right.
Big day at the summit again. Mount Barker hosting Onka Valley. Lackers will be loving it because he'll be able to tell them how good he was in the premiership win 20 years ago. So,
He sent me a photo of the final siren back in the day.
Yeah,
He was going out for a mark.
yeah. So,
In the black
who
and
wins?
white.
Roos win this, they're right in the hunt still.
Yeah, I'll go Ruse after last week.
And if they lose it, that's it.
Well, that's it.
Onkers.
All right, fair
I
enough.
hope for Lacker's sake they win.
I'll go Onkers.
Mount Barker were very impressive. They bring that
Very
to the
much.
table again. They'll win.
Is it going to be wet? Really wet again?
Well,
Yeah, really wet.
Who knows? But
I think that might favour Mount Barker because I got to
Shit
go.
weather alert.
Mounts 1 to 10. Okay, Blackwood hosting Mount Lofty.
Mount Lofty.
Big oval, lofty.
Lofty.
Yep, Lofty. Bridgewater, Ironbank, Bridgewater, whatever.
Yeah,
Game's been
And
moved.
it has been
Game's
moved from
been moved.
Aztec Oval down
To
at
the delightful-
So you got the pleasure of playing on it for the last time this season. Game's been transferred to Thunder Park. They're playing Urania.
Yeah, it's like a carpet too.
You're Adler.
Uradler.
You're Adler.
Urania, and
Yeah.
hopefully they enjoy their reunion, even though it's been.
It's at the social club still.
Yeah,
Yeah, it is.
It's at the
Jay-Z
Bridgewater Social
said
Club.
Is it?
They're not going to the
They're going to
footy,
watch
though.
the live stream.
Right,
Though, isn't
yeah.
it? Anyway, we won't ask you who's going to win, but tell us
How you're
going
gonna
to win the Courier Cup against Hahndorf and what you have to do to
And
beat it.
besides yourself, who's going to win the medal?
You ever won a Courier Cup?
No.
There you go.
Very
Nan
highly
did back in
rated.
Div 2, Nan did.
Some people say they put it in the bin, but I say it's
Yeah,
important to win.
Bloody hell.
That's right.
No, I reckon if we come out with the mindset we've been lately, it'll be we'll at least put on a good show and it'll be a close game. So
Yes.
for either of us for the taking.
Good. Straight down the line. Who
Rob?
wins the medal besides yourself?
Oh,
Oh, don't worry about it. That's
Brock.
Right. Okay, Brock. There you go.
I'm going for Nan.
Nan, righto.
I'm going for
you are
Nan.
a sponsor and you want a car park, so you've got to.
I'm going for Nan.
Hahndorf 1 to 10.
Yeah, I think Hahndorf win, but this will be a good measure, obviously, the measuring stick of how far Nan have come. And obviously,
Brilliant.
working on a few things since that first round. And it's a different side, I know.
It
And
is.
it's
Yeah.
Medal? You didn't ask me medal.
Oh, who wins the medal? Oh, this guy.
This bloke.
Yeah.
Always plays well in
Yeah.
a big game. Sorry, mate.
Well, we're going to go for Harndorf, and I think Adam Trenorden might win
Yeah,
the norm.
he's been on the show.
I'll go this
The
guy.
norm. We've called
Might
it the
win
norm.
The norm.
But
Tremendous.
so there we go. So
I'll just check if there's
we'll just see if there's any more questions before you're going to go.
Tremendous.
How long does it take you to get to home from here?
Half a
Half
nice half a
not far.
drive.
That's good
Oh,
stuff. Yeah,
All clear.
that's a wrap.
in the
Got
rain.
through that.
All right, Ben, I must say we do enjoy watching the way you play footy. You're fearless. You always put your body on the line, do some spectacular things. So thanks for coming in, and all the best for the rest of the season, and particularly for this Saturday.
Well, I
So-
picked you, mate.
Thank you.
Don't let us down.
Now
Thanks
I
for joining us, Ben.
got to do my bit,
True.
eh?
Yeah.
So thanks. So don't forget the Call of the Wild coming this Saturday will be from Nairne Oval, so the family
Cube
big
Logistics,
family day.
yeah.
So
Cube Logistics,
Cube Logistics,
toddy,
so-
chips and donuts
so
for the
Curry
boys.
Cup, so we'll bring you all the action that's happening there, and yeah, you can enjoy it as well, Rob.
They'll come. No, they'll
Watch
come
them
up.
flash.
Sadly.
Come and grab a dinny pack.
All right, thanks very much for joining us on the Huddle 88.9
Didn't pack.
FM, and we'll be back next Wednesday. with another-
Don't go anywhere. All going well. This should work. Brendan's coming up with
Where is
looking
he?
forward, looking back. He's
and
coming up shortly.
just quickly, who wins tonight? Maroons, Blues.
Oh,
That's
Blues.
rugby
Blues.
league.
Blues, even it up.
Oh, mate, I'm going to say the Maroons.
Yeah.
Maroons.
Maroons.
Yeah, Maroons, because the Blues haven't won it next.
All right.
Yeah, I knew that.
So
Thanks
thanks
for
for
joining
joining us. Keep chasing your goals.
All right. Terrific. That's a wrap there.
Good work.
Just got to turn off the screen. That's the fourth time.
I'm going to put them down there in the
No,
ground, man.
no, mate.
Fucking hell.
Got